We share. Oh, take a ride.
In this life that we are living, the enemy we all know as Satan have been using several means to deceive and destroy the children of God. And he, the Satan, did not start it from our generation. It has been there right from the Garden of Eden. Satan used a medium through the serpent and deceived Eve by asking her to eat of the fruit in the midst of the garden that our God have told them not to eat. He told the woman, she shall not surely die. In other words, not that she will not die, but she shall not surely die, since God have told them that they will die. Satan deceived her, and she took the fruit. So, in other words, Satan has been using so many tricks to deceive the children of God. Many times we do not know it. Before we know it, we have entered into trouble, or we have committed sin against our God. Just as Eve didn't know it, that she was undergoing deceit, but finally she fell, and the husband equally fell. My name is Sunday Ugochukwu.
Hello, I am Deborah Mado, and I welcome you to Share and Inspire, where we provide you with inspirational solutions to your situations. Now, if you're visiting this channel for the very first time, or you're a regular visitor but you're yet to subscribe, maybe because you think there is a subscription fee attached, or you think that some amount of money will be deducted from your account when you subscribe. Well, I'm here to let you know the truth, which is that there is no such thing as subscription fee. All you need to do is click on that subscribe button below showing subscribe, and you would have subscribed to our channel. Well, we need you to subscribe to our channel so you help our channel grow, just as we help you grow. So kindly click on that subscribe button now, because subscription is free. Share and inspire. True stories, real people.
As a child, I grew up seeing myself being sick all the time. I asked my parents what was the issue. As I was growing up, they said that when I was small, that I had a stroke at a tender age, as early as 8 months, because that I walked early. That's based on that stroke, that I couldn't walk again till about 1 year, 3 months. However, they tried getting me or treating me very well, but every means they tried, their hand failed. I was taken to several hospitals. It couldn't go through. My health began to dilapidate, and I was seeking for a means of taking care of myself. So I went to hospitals. They gave me medications. It couldn't work. I accessed pharmaceutical section of hospital. It couldn't work. I used some traditional herbs and all the rest of them. It didn't work. The challenge I was having in health was my leg, my left leg. My left leg was paining me so much that I couldn't bear the pain. Sometimes I can't even lift my leg. I fell down. So when it continued, I accessed so many medications, I couldn't get better. I even accessed traditional medications too. It didn't work. I have to go for X-ray, and they said I have a hip fracture. The hip fracture, it was assessed. The question was asked, I said I haven't had an accident before, I've never fell before, so how come about the hip fracture? But that, by the way, but I started looking for a means to take care of my health. So on praying, keep on taking medication. So in one of the occasions, a church member who was also a chorister and a choir leader that I know came to me and told me that he would take me to where they would take care of this my leg and I'll be fine. I said, wow, that is good, that I've done a lot of things. That in fact I'm preparing for surgery. So he now told me that there was surgery where after going where we are going now, that surgery wouldn't be necessary. I said, where are we going? He said, I shouldn't bother, that it's like a spiritual place, a spiritual house. I said, what do you mean by spiritual house? I said, that I shouldn't worry now. He's not the one that is taking me there. I said, why? Because that was spiritual. We are Adventists too. So he said, I shouldn't worry, that you know what I'm talking about. So we had an appointment on a faithful day. I followed him. So on that faithful day, I followed him to where we are going for the spiritual something. So I moved with him. So we got there. As we get there, in the compound we sat. As we sat, I was like, how is it going? What are we going to do? He said I should calm down. After a while, time was going, and a man came in to meet with us. He greeted me and greeted him, and he introduced me to the man. The man said, okay, am I the one? He said yes. He said, okay, that we should wait. Time was going. After a while, I told him that he said that we won't go back again because it's late, but the distance was far. So I said, wow, that I didn't tell anybody, I didn't inform anybody where I went to. So he said, but I'm with him now, that there is no problem, that nothing is going to happen to me. So I removed my mind. We are lodged in a place. We lie down sleeping. Around 12, after 12, he woke me up and asked me that I should come and let us go to the person that will take care of me. I asked him, by this time he said yes. So I woke up, I came out, 2 bikes were waiting for me. 2 of us entered a bike, and the man that came out that afternoon entered another bike. So we moved, the bike moved and took us a distance. I don't know how to qualify the kilometers of the distance we cover, but it's a very long distance. Inside bush. So, however, when we get to the bush, the bike stopped. We came down and we started walking another distance. It's more than 200 kilometers or within that kind of distance. So we walked, and I was tired. Even they even supported me because the leg now become more serious. So by when we get to the place in the night, I was now hearing noise, and I saw people gathered around there with light. So when I arrived, I sat. Now, I heard a voice from the background. The voice called me by my name. They asked me to answer Ezazu. I said, Ezazu. So I replied, yes, Ezazu. So the Ezazu or Ezewani. So those are the 2 names they asked me to be answering. They say Ezazu or Ezewani. So Ezazu means king of fish. Then Ezewani means female king. Ezewani means female king. Ezazu means king of fish. So as I replied that thing, so the voice were now telling me why I came there. Was like telling me all the things that I have passed through. I was surprised. I've never seen such a thing before. And I didn't know what to do because that was my first time. I don't even know what to say. So at that point, whatever they said I should talk, I talked. So after a while, the Ezazu now said that he's going to help me. That in fact, before I came, that he have already started working for me. So the next thing I did was I heard noise from the dark background. The noise was so deep with sound like those when they went for war. In those days, when they went for war, when you watch my African Magic, when they go for war and win, those kind of dance and noise, that was background of thing I was hearing, but I wasn't seeing anybody. So in that deep dark cloud, I was seeing people sitting around, but I was not seeing those people making that noise, and was not seeing the noise itself, the instrument of the noise. So suddenly, I saw an object on the ground that looked like a human being that was just dropped just like that. So I didn't know what to say. I was just watching. So the Ezazu now called me again by my name and said, "Did I see something that is on the ground?" I said, "Yes." He said that he sent them to go and bring this thing, that this thing is a demon that has been killing pregnant women in that region. That he kills pregnant women, and they have been telling him that what he's doing, that they don't like it. So that is a very stubborn and strong demon. So that is why that I need something like that for me to be saved. If not, so that any moment from now that I will die, that I should thank the person that brought me here very well. So meanwhile, that the demon is an Odogwu in the spirit world. That is an Odogwu in the spirit world, and that the meaning of Odogwu is like a senior chief. Senior chief. So as a senior chief, as a senior spirit in the spirit world, that I has to pay some money or make some sacrifices for him to be used for me and be buried as a spirit. So I was just quiet. I didn't know what to do. After that, he now told me that I will pay the sum of around like 5 million or thereabout, so that I will be buried. I said, I don't have such money. So he said, how much do I have? How much can I afford? I told him I can only afford 200,000. So as I made that statement that I can afford only 200,000, though in that dark cloud, I now heard another noise like where lion want to come and grab somebody that we used to see in movies or something like that. That was the kind of noise I had. So, and that noise, it looks as if something like a deep black cloud was like approaching towards me, but I wasn't seeing. The thing was, I don't know how to express or explain it. So as they were those things were approaching, the boy that brought me and the man was now calling the Eze1 and was begging him, please, mama or mommy, please. So the Eze1 now made a statement, and those things stopped, and the dark cloud then went back again. So after that, the Eze1 now told me that those things were angry, those spirits were angry because they are the people that went and killed that demon. That do I know what I'm talking about? I'm telling them 200,000. What is 200,000? Do I know the cost of buying things in the spirit world? I didn't talk. So after so much, so the boy that brought me was now begging on my behalf, because me at that point, I don't know if I would say if I was alive or I was dead, but I was praying in my heart for God to have mercy, save me so that I will not die there. I was praying in my mind and praying in my mind. So at the end of the day, the Eze1 now told me that I has to bring, that the only thing he can do for me is that I will pay 3.5 million. If I cannot pay 3.5 million, that she will do what she wants to use that image to do for me. That after doing it for me, that I will now carry the image in the morning and go to my village and bury the image. And if I didn't bury the image like the way they bury Odogwu, which is a high chief, that it will destroy me and destroy my entire generation. So as immediately she mentioned that statement, fear now gripped me seriously, because inside my mind I was not asking myself, how will I carry this? What am I carrying? Where am I to take? How do I take it? What am I going to tell my people in the village that I brought? Who will I tell them I brought? So many things were running upon my head. So at that time I was like trapped. I didn't know what to do. So I told them I don't have such money. They said that I can pay by parts. I can spread it and pay by parts. But so that let it be said it's an agreed, so that they will do what I did. If I'm not interested, that she doesn't have time, that's it. So at that point I said, okay. So he said, how much do I have? I said, right now that I don't have any money. What I have is like 200,000 naira in my account, but that I can make call or see what I can do and make it like 500 or 700 that time as initial deposit. It's okay, that's no problem, that they will do what they will do for me. Then in the morning, then I will look a way and make that money, that I should make it up to 1 million. So at the end, I was able to, they now use leaves, touch that thing and touch my body. That was what I only observed they did. After that thing, that stuff was lifted. Just like that too. So we now left that place that night, that midnight, and went back to where we slept. So in the morning, I went and picked money from my account, and I raised like 700,000 naira that day, and I brought it to them. We came back in that morning around that kind 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning. So we brought that money, and I took the money to them. So as I took the money to them with the boy, they collected that money from me. They put it in a small bus. That small bus, they designed that bus like cups. That bus is like it looked like a cups, a bus that designed the way they used to design coffee, not cups. The way they design coffee, that was how the bus was designed. So they now put the money, all those money I brought inside that cups and that coffee, and they set it on fire. So as they set it on fire before me, the money got burnt. And they told me that the spirit has collected the money. And I left. That day we left. So when we left, I called the boy. I said, what have you done to me? What is the meaning of this? He said, I should leave that thing. That what I should be thanking God is that I'm here. Don't I see what he told me? God, the demon or the Ezenwa, he told me a lot of my life story that the boy does not know. Even the incidents of so many things, I was shocked to hear something. The man was not telling me all this thing that the woman told me, and the solution he said that all this thing will solve. That or am I complaining? That I should leave that thing. That I should even thank him. So at that point, they told me that this thing, nobody should hear it. If anybody hears it, that I will die. So because of that, I couldn't tell anybody about it. So I was now collecting money and be giving them until I paid that money finish. So as I was finishing paying them that money, the last money that was to be completed, that was supposed to remain like that, 700,000 or 500,000, and I couldn't get it complete. So I told them, this is what I can get. So they said, okay, there is no problem. But now, since it is like this, that they will want to give me money. So that I will use, that they will borrow me money, so that I will use and build my business and become a big person too if I want. That was what they told me. So I told them, so okay, no problem. Now, at that day, that was the last, at that day, they now gave me chicken with that boy that took me there. So as they gave me chicken, we are walking across a road path inside the bush. So my phone rang. It was my girl that called me that was in my shop. The girl now called me and told me that, sir, where are you? I said I am with, that I went to make supply because I have been told not to tell anybody. And at that point, I want to lie then to cover up. So I told him that I went to those people that we saw, because I used to make supply to some companies. So I told the girl that is where I went to. So I want to make supply. So I wanted to collect money and see how I'll come back. He said no, that what I'm saying is not true. That there is something that happened now. I said, what happened? She said that that as she is sitting in the shop right now, that I came to the shop, that he saw my spirit in the shop, that my spirit told her that I am going, that I don't know when I will come back, that she should continue with the business, pay up the debts that we are owing, and take care of herself. That I don't know when I will come back from where I am right now. So as after my spirit left, that she don't know if you should call it trance or what, but as the spirit went out of her face, that she now started calling me. So at that point, as she said that thing, as we were just walking, I just dropped that chicken and left that place. So that was how I came back from that place. So I discommunicated with them. When the boy now came back and was asking me what happened, how did it happen? So, when we came back, the boy now asked me what is the problem. I told him that I wouldn't go back there again. But the money they said they want to give me, that I don't want anything again. That I think I've given them what they wanted, that I don't want again. That they said I shouldn't tell anybody, that I'm not going to tell anybody, but I am not going anything again. So that was how that transaction ended. After that too, I also had an encounter of some other person who came to me telling me that he went to make money, that I should come and go with him, that if I go, that they will give me big money. I told him that I'm not interested. So he said that he have already gone, that they rejected him, and as they rejected him, that he told them about me. So that as he told them about me, that they said that he should bring me if he will convince me to come to them. As that one is a secret court, that they will give me 500 million, and because of that they will take him as their member too, and also give him money. I laughed. I said, well, I'm not interested in any of those things. So finally I asked him, okay, I said I'm not interested in any of those. He said, what will be my gain? That was the question I asked him. And all these things, if I go and collect money and they live a life, finally I died and lose my soul, what will I gain? So he said, yes, that I will live a longer life. That they said that I will live 35 years. That is 35 years that I will live if they give me that money. If they give me that money, I invest it in business, and the business will blow in, and I will be getting other connections. And from there, money will fill everywhere. So I told him I do not want. So since that time, I departed from that. So with this experience, we have to use it to understand that the devil is a trickish person. That most people today who have lost their life, and who are equally didn't lose their life, absolutely, but who are also swimming in secret societies, are all being deceived by the enemy trickishly, without them knowing it, even without them going or bargaining to go. If not that God helped me, I was not able to succumb to all those tricks. Only the money that I lost, I would have been part of them today, and I have been languishing in wrong wealth, and finally giving my soul to the devil. So I encourage us to use these experiences and always be wise when the trick of the enemy comes, especially no matter who it comes from, because what deceived me was that the person that took me to that place was my church member and a head choir leader. So it made me to relax, and didn't query much and feel free that I was with a brother, without knowing that the brother was not an actual brother. So thank you, and God bless you.